Greetings of the day, everyone. My name is Ankit. I'm a senior trainer with Y-Axis Coaching, and today I have a wonderful tip connected to CELPIP speaking module. Okay, so let's get into it. The tip today I'm going to discuss is related to CELPIP task 6, and that task is called dealing with a difficult situation. Okay, so before we go into understanding the tip, let's get some awareness of what exactly this task is like. Okay, first of all, you have a preparation time of 60 seconds, and that is followed by a speaking time of 60 seconds for this particular task, right? As far as the requirements are concerned, the question contains a challenging situation. So you have to imagine yourself in that situation. You have to try to imagine that role and that scenario, which will be very much relatable with real life. Then it involves two people close to you. They may be friends, it may be one friend and one family member, or colleagues that you work with. Now, those two people will be related to two decisions that you have to choose from. And both decisions are not so easy. That is why the question is called dealing with a difficult situation, right? The consequence of both of the decisions, whether you choose A or B, is not going to be very pleasant. Okay, it will be disappointing for at least one of the two parties, one of the two people close to you. And that's the whole point of this particular question, right? You are supposed to explain your decision to a friend, a family member, or a colleague, and that decision will most probably have not so good repercussions for that member that you're speaking to. Okay, so you have to be sensitive, you have to be empathetic, plus you also have to be tactful and assertive, right? That's the whole point. Now, whatever decision you choose, whatever difficult situation you go with, you still have to justify why did you choose A and not B, or vice versa. And you have to try to persuade and convince the person that you're speaking to, who will most likely be a little bit disappointed, even in some instances hurt. Yeah. So let's connect the theory of the previous slide to a real example. So this is exactly how your task 6 is going to be framed. You'll see that you have a preparation time of 60 seconds followed by a recording time of 60 seconds. So when we talk about recording time, it means the time given to you to respond, to answer, to give a full answer. Now, everything written in blue font is the scenario that you have to imagine yourself in. A customer comes into the store where you work, so you are also somebody who is a shop assistant working at that store. He wants to return a shirt that is ripped. Your co-worker will not return the shirt because the customer has worn it. The customer is arguing otherwise. The shirt is of poor quality and should have not ripped so easily. Therefore, it should be returned. So you now are supposed to choose one of these two decisions. The first decision is you talk to your coworker, you explain why the shirt should be returned, and this will obviously disappoint your coworker. He will not be very happy with whatever you are about to say because he thinks otherwise. The second decision is talk to the customer, explain why the shirt cannot be returned at this point. So, whatever you choose, one of the two parties will always be disappointed, will always not be happy with you, and still you have to come across that situation with being empathetic, but also being assertive. That you have solid reasons for whatever you decide. That's the whole point of this particular question, right? Now, coming to a few tips. Now, this example had a customer and a coworker. It could very well also have a friend and a family member, or somebody from your extended family, like your cousin and your grandparent. Okay, this is just an example. The situation will all obviously change. The people in the situation will change, and the decisions that you're supposed to take will also change. All you have to do is you have to draw from your personal experiences and go with whatever you feel is a relatively safer option in the given scenario. That's the whole point of this question paper. Now, some tips. Obviously, you have to speak directly to one of the two people involved. You can't say something like, okay, I will speak to the customer and I will mention these things to him or her. You have to directly speak to that customer. Mr. Johnson, I understand that you're not very satisfied with the quality of the shirt, but I feel we can't return it at this point because it's already been 90 days. And you already know the return policy. It has to be returned within 30 days. I hope you understand. Speak directly to one of the parties involved there. Yeah. Be empathetic, considerate, but also tactful, firm. You can't be insensitive, you can't be aggressive, you can't be non-cooperative. You've got to be sensitive to how people feel and then try to make them understand. And this is where you use your intonation, the ability to articulate sensitive things in a very soft but assertive manner, right? Always clearly outline the problem. That will create a good context for the conversation between you and the customer, right? And also explain your decision clearly. Don't think that whatever you say, the decision is going to be clear. No, you have to outright be very clear, be precise about which of the two options you're going with. Are you going with the first or the second decision? And provide two, maximum three strong reasons for whatever choice you go with. Either you talk to the coworker, still you have to give him two or three reasons why it should be returned, or you talk to the customer, give two or three reasons why it cannot be returned as much as you want to, right? So these are the tips. Now we can't discuss every bullet point in the short video, hence I have chosen the second bullet point. So I am going to show you certain phrases and functional expressions which will help you to show empathy but also remain tactful. Okay, you can't give away everything so easily, right? That's the whole point. So let's talk about some phrases and expressions that we can use while being sensitive but also being assertive. The first one, I feel terrible about this, but I hope you'd understand where I'm coming from. It's all about using the intonation naturally. That's the whole point, right? Second, I'm so sorry to bring this up, but you'll need to deposit your phones outside. You'll need to understand the shop's return policy. Maybe we could try completing the task on kind, what we have. Okay, so maybe we could, and then you can offer a helpful suggestion, an alternative suggestion, which could be done within the rules and regulations. I wish I didn't have to do this, but we could discuss an alternative. So these are good starter expressions, and obviously this will never come at the start of your answer, but they will be somewhere in the middle. At the start of your answer, you're supposed to greet that person and make it clear which decision you're going with. And then maybe you could throw some of these expressions along with reasons as to why you decided to go with this and not the other one. I hope this tip was helpful to all of you. Okay, for such tips related to IELTS, CELPIP, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, please follow our Facebook page and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope all of you get amazing marks in CELPIP speaking, and I will be coming back with a few more tips related to CELPIP and other exams as well. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.